literally an energy, and the smile, the laugh, the fun, and along with that, 14 and 15 hours working a day. I'm really surprised that how could a human being can manage all these things. First of all, I would like to say you're looking very gorgeous. By the way, Grace, how did you first come to know about me, about Adnan Anwar?
We just pick up a call one day and a lady said, "This is Sarah," on the phone. And that's how it all started. Meeting you guys have been a blessing to me. And I will not say it's a coincidence.
I just want to know, what are the biggest challenges you have faced so far in entrepreneurial journey?
I became a nurse practitioner, so my journey has been a very diversified one. I knew that that's where I was going to end because I had a passion for it.
Many healthcare professionals, their attitude, their behavior are really dry. I mean, boring personality they have become. Why is that so?
Well, you know, they say that in every successful man, there is a strong woman behind that man. But in my situation, in a powerful woman, there's a strong man behind me.
Oh, great.
Most of the people that I spoke to prior to you, they had treated me like a number. It was a very big challenge when I started the business.
Bezdar. Actually, this is a combination of two words.
So what I like about Bizza is that they still have the human touch in their business.
So this is the main point actually, to learn about their life first.
Working a 9-to-5 job can never make you a millionaire. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to work for yourself. So on payday, when I come to the store and I see a whole bunch of people coming to pick up their paychecks.
Most of American citizens, they're dealing with depression, anxiety.
They don't want to be identified like, oh, you have depression, oh, you have anxiety. But living that fake life.
How do you deal all of them? I mean, how do you understand their mentality first?
I tend to remember my patients and I tend to remember their stories. I treat them as individuals and not as a number.
I would like to know one more thing, that where can people connect with you or learn more about Jawaz Behavioral Care?
To get help, it's okay to have a counselor if they take care of themselves. Being a foreigner, I am placed in a very strategic position.
Great.
Never be scared to take a risk in life. Resources, including you guys, because you guys are helping me a lot.
That's the real honesty. That's the real honesty. Actually.
I am from the old school and I like the old ways of doing things, not talking to a machine. I can relate to people in all walks of life. So when you listen to a patient, then you can meet them where they are.
Listening is a fine art.
I learn a lot from my patients, more than I learn from books. I pay particular attention to my greatest source of education is my patient. If you put my name Grace Formanon, I will populate in different areas in Georgia as a whole. My services are only in Georgia, so I'm licensed, I'm a board certified mental health nurse practitioner in Georgia. Come to me, anybody who does not have a smile on their face, and I will put a smile on yours. It's when I'm discharging patients, you'll be surprised to know that. When I'm discharging a patient, after being with a patient for a while, yes, it's difficult to let go.
All right, guys, welcome to Bizdar Podcast, where we highlight passionate professionals who are changing lives through purpose-driven work and powerful branding. I'm your host, Adnan Anwar, founder of Bizdar LLC. Today, I'm honored to have a truly inspiring guest, someone whose energy I personally admire and whose journey is nothing short of Powerful. She's the founder of Jehovah's Behavioral Care, a mental health nurse practitioner with over 2 decades of experience, proud mother of 3 incredible children, and a loving wife. At this stage, she continues to lead with grace, strength, and vision. Please welcome Grace to the show. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
Hi, Mohammed. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking me. First of all, I would like to say you're looking very gorgeous.
Thank you, Mohammed. That's nice of you.
All right. Yeah. So, viewers, I would like to tell you about the Grace. That I know the Grace. It has been more than 2 to 3 months. I know her, and I personally like her energy. Whenever I just talk to her, I get motivated all the time. So thank you very much, Grace. And that's the reason, I personally believe that all the mental health healthcare providers should be like Grace. Should be like Grace and graceful.
Thank you.
All right. So first of all, let's begin with the foundation of your journey, Grace. Can you share your journey of becoming a mental health nurse practitioner?
Oh yeah, my journey started a long time ago. I am the owner and founder of Jehovah Behavioral Care in Lilburn, Georgia. I started as a nurse before going to nurse practitioner school. Actually, I've gone through the different steps of the way. I was at first a nursing assistant, which is a CNA. From CNA, I went to RN school, became an RN. Then from RN, I became a nurse practitioner. So my journey has been a very diversified one because I worked in different departments before specializing as a mental health nurse practitioner.
Right. And what inspired you to enter the field of mental health more than 2 decades ago?
Okay, I started as a nursing assistant in my early 20s. Then I really loved the mental health hospital that I was working in. So I found out that I had a lot of passion in taking care of the patients. This was an inpatient psychiatric hospital in California. So after working in that department for around a year, I knew that that's where I was going to end because I had a passion for it. So I went ahead and became a nurse practitioner and working in different departments. Finally, I'm back to where my passion is.
All right. Okay. So over the years, how has your understanding of mental wellness evolved?
Oh, over the years, it has evolved around many different departments. I've worked in many different psychiatric hospitals in different capacities. So I did both inpatient, outpatient, work in a program called PHP program, which is a partial hospitalization program, IOP, which is intensive outpatient therapy program, before staying now in the outpatient settings.
So when did you found Jehovah's Behavioral Care?
Jehovah Behavioral Care have been around for around 3 years now. This is the 3rd year.
This is 30 years. And are you enjoying the journey as an entrepreneur?
Oh yes. I like the independence, the flexibility, the ability to make decisions on my own, and I'm really enjoying being a professional with some independence.
But about one thing, I'm very much curious to know that you're having 3 children, right?
Yes.
And apart from that, you work 14 or 15 hours a day. I mean, initially when I came to know, I was very much surprised that how do you handle the 3 children and you're having a loving husband as well. So how do you handle, both of the things?
Well, they say that in every successful man, there is a strong woman behind that man. But in my situation, in a powerful woman, there's a strong man behind me. So my husband is very loving, very affectionate, and My children, they are also very caring. They make it very easy for me. But even though I work hard like that, I don't take away anything from them. They do have their mommy time, and my husband has his time too. So my job doesn't take away anything from my family. We do take vacations together, we spend weekends together, we take trips together. So even next week, we're planning to go on a trip. So my work does not take anything away from my family.
Sounds amazing. So the viewers, I want you guys to see the life and learn from the Grace a lot. As she's balancing, not balancing, but enjoying the both life, the personal and the professional. I mean, I have seen many entrepreneurs who says that, a person should sacrifice a personal life in the initial stages of their entrepreneurial journey. But I mean, as I can see the Grace, I'm learning too. I'm learning too from her. Okay, great. Sounds great. So, by the way, Grace, how did you first come to know about me, about Adnan Anwar, and what was your first impression of him?
Oh my goodness. You know what? God works in mysterious ways. I'll first of all give thanks to God for everything in my journey. Meeting you guys have been a blessing to me. And I will not say it's a coincidence. I will say that it's God who ordained this, because we just pick up a call one day and a lady said, "This is Sarah," on the phone. And that's how it all started. So after Sarah introduced herself, I got interested, because I had spoken to many different people before talking to Sarah. So I got interested in your company. So I started speaking to you guys, and all of you, when I speak to every one of you, it was like you guys had that personal touch. Most of the people that I spoke to prior to you, they had treated me like a number. But when I spoke to you guys, I had that personal interest that you guys showed in me. So I'm like, okay, let me take a leap of faith. And I am very, very satisfied with you guys. I love the personal relationship. I love the time that you guys take. You guys make sure that anything that you make for me, you want to make sure that I'm satisfied. You guys check on the content of anything that you write about me. So I really appreciate your personal relationship.
Right. Thank you very much, Grace. Thank you very much. So, viewers, I just would like to tell you that Grace is from Georgia, United States. So, Grace, what are some of the most common mental health challenges faced by the community in Georgia today?
Mental health or any other field in the medical field, access to care is one of the challenges that most patients have. So the use of telehealth has really helped a lot, because even the remote areas now, telehealth can reach the patients that are in the remote areas. And that's why I'm very happy to have you guys, because you guys have been promoting me to the remote areas that patients cannot see just driving by. So that accessibility to care can be challenging to patients, but with technology and everything today, it's getting better.
So, as we know that it has been 3 years you have started your entrepreneurial journey. So, I just want to know, what are the biggest challenges you have faced so far in entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, it was a very big challenge when I started the business. I actually jumped into it without knowing anything how the business works. I was working in an inpatient hospital and also an outpatient setting. Then all of a sudden, I realized that, hey, I'm doing a lot of work here. I can do this by myself and do bad by myself also. So I jumped into it without really preparing very well. So I got a building. After that, I got my medical records, got everything together. But there were some things that wasn't prepared for, like getting credentials with insurances, getting a biller, knowing how to bill, know the codes. So I had no clue about what I was doing at the beginning. But I learned a lot from my mistakes. Yeah, they've been challenging because some of the insurances that I thought I was credentialed with, I later on found out that, okay, I wasn't credentialed. So the billers that I was using that time, they'll be like, okay, yeah, you're good to go. But I found out that I was working really hard, but nothing was coming in. So I kept changing until finally I'm very satisfied right now.
All right. So what exactly motivated you, I mean, 3 years ago to start your own venture? Sometimes it's very difficult for the people who are who have been in the job and taking the salary after a month and after month to month, and they become addicted of taking the salary. So to jumping to your own venture is something like a risk as well. So what exactly motivated you for that?
See, I was raised by a father who was a very successful businessman. My father, in African standard, was considered a millionaire. So growing up with my father in Africa, West Cameroon in particular, my father was a businessman. And he was very rich. Yes, he was a very rich businessman in those days. So I grew up in a lot of luxury and wealth, African style. So my father used to say, Grace, let me tell you something. Working a 9-to-5 job can never make you a millionaire. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to work for yourself. So my father told me that I don't want you to go around boasting that you're my daughter. I want you to work for yourself. So he had a lot of companies, and in the different divisions, he had stores. So his business was very diversified. So in the evenings, I realized that he had over 300 workers that would come home in the evening. And then on payday, I'll see a long line in front of the store because we had a lot of businesses in different departments, different areas in town. So on payday, when I come to the store and I see a whole bunch of people coming to pick up their paychecks, and I'll be like, wow, how does my dad keep track of all these people? But everybody, when they pick up their checks, I see them all happy, they are leaving. And my father had a policy that when anybody is working for you, treat them like family. So he did not believe, he did not believe in paying people minimum wages. So he cared for his workers, not only the workers, he cared for their families and their children. So he used to pay his workers sometimes based on their family and not their input that they had in the business. So seeing my father doing all of this really inspired me. Even when I started my business, some of the things that I do today are the things that he used to tell me. He always tell me, Grace, never be scared to take a risk in life. The worst thing that can happen is that you can fail. But as long as you do anything, make sure you do it the right way. But don't be afraid to take a risk. So, jumping out to start my practice, my father's words were in my ears.
Amazing personality your father was. Amazing personality.
Oh yes,
he was
an amazing man. He passed away 2017 and I still miss him up to today.
Oh, 2017.
Yes.
Hey.
But the wealth that he built,
well.
some of it, I'm still enjoying some of it today. So my
Right.
brothers and
By the way,
sisters,
how many siblings do you have?
what's that?
How many siblings do you have?
Oh my goodness, I have 9 siblings and I'm the first.
Oh, great. Sounds great. And you're the eldest one?
Yes. And that's why my
That's
name is
why you're
Grace, because it's a grace from God. That's what my father told me.
all right. Okay. So, and you're the eldest one, so that's why you are the most responsible as well.
I'll say my siblings are all very responsible.
Right. Grace, I have one more question. I have noticed not most of them, many of the healthcare professionals, they become really dry in their attitude. Like, I mean, they're very much, serious talk. They do the serious talk only. I mean, it sounds like they don't have got an energy. So what would you like to say about them, and why is that so?
You have to have a work-life balance. If you don't have a balance, you can get easily burnout. So my
Right.
job, I enjoy what I do. So I have a passion in what I do. I see the difference that I make in the patient's life, and it gives me pleasure. So number one, I really enjoy what I do.
Okay.
Documentation can be also something that can make us really burn out. But now, there are more tools to help us in documenting, which helps the burnout process. So to avoid burnout, my social life, I like to dance. If you see all my spare time, all I do is dance. I love to dance. So when I'm dancing, I get carried away with dancing. So I love, and fortunately for me, my husband loves to dance too.
Uh-huh.
So when I get home sometimes on a weekend,
Okay.
we just play the music in our living room and dance.
Okay. So do you believe is it a great therapy?
Oh yes. Oh yes. A great therapy. Just the dancing, we listen to good music. And my family, we like to dance and sing. I don't sing, but my children, they like to sing. So
All right.
yeah, we really have a balance. I like to laugh a lot, so my husband laughs all the
Uh-huh.
time. So if I'm frowning my face or
Okay.
anything, he makes sure
Uh-huh.
that I'm having a good day. And I'm really blessed to have him by my side, because my husband, he cares about anything that has to do with me. So he gives me that balance in my life, because he makes sure that, my day is going on right. It's like he keeps me a priority in all the things that he does. So I really appreciate that, and I don't take him for granted.
How long have you guys been together?
I'll say about 29 years going to 30.
Oh my gosh. It's going to 30.
Yes.
And even after more than 2 decades, I mean approx 3 decades, and you are having the same charm, same energy in your relationship. So what is the secret behind this?
Oh, we do have our moments, but I would say we know that we are a team. He's my best friend. We do a lot of things together. We really care about each other, and we have our differences at times, but we make sure that we resolve it, and we have a lot of good times together. We like to laugh. We like a lot of music. As I told you, we like to dance a lot, and take our kids out, spend family time. He comes from a huge family, and I'm from a huge family too. So we do a lot of family time together. So it's really a well-fulfilled life. I'm really happy with him. And if I had to do it all over
How do you
again, I
guys?
would still do it the same way.
So how do you guys handle the conflict?
Oh, come on now. Conflicts. He is a peacemaker. I'll tell you that he is a
Oh,
peacemaker. So I cannot even go for a
okay.
day being upset with him, because at the end of the day, we have to talk about it. He is a peacemaker. He doesn't like conflicts. So that one is not part of him. If I'm not happy, he makes it a priority. I tell you, I count myself very blessed.
Great, great, great. So now let's talk about something about leadership. So what leadership values do you believe are most important in healthcare today?
Okay. In leadership position, I'm a mental health nurse practitioner, and I've made it a commitment to help the next generation of nurse practitioner have it easier than I did. So I work as a provider, as a preceptor, and as a mentor to nurse practitioners. So I try to empower the nurse practitioners that are coming, that are in their journey, to make it smoother than mine.
Great, great. By the way, what does being a thought leader in mental health mean to you?
Oh, I like what I see because as a provider, educator, and mentor, I've seen a lot of difference in the people that come into my life. I have over 200, or say like 300 nurse practitioner students that have been their preceptors. And a lot of my students, they still call me after graduation, and I still mentor them. And some of them are very successful, which I'm very happy because I know that I was a part of their journey. So I would say majority of my students we are still in contact because I still mentor some of them. And I always tell my students that as a provider, I don't consider them students. I consider them a colleague because when they graduate and pass their boards, we are going to be exchanging ideas together. So having over 200 students out there, I'll say 200 to 300, I lost count. I used to keep count when I was excited before, but right now I stopped keeping count because every year is like 20 to 30 students that I precept. So,
You're a popular personality.
Thank you.
Really famous personality.
So
Okay.
empowering those students have been a priority. Some of my students also have their own practices, which is, I'm very happy. And there's some of them, they work in inpatient hospitals, some of them work in outpatient, and they are very diversified. I mean, in all walks, I have them. Some of them in the community services, some of them in the VA. So everywhere I go, even if I have to admit a patient or send a patient to any hospital in Georgia, I will tell you that I'm sure one of them, I'll have one of my students working in that hospital. So it gives me a lot of satisfaction.
So apart from an entrepreneur, you are a teacher, come mentor.
Yes, sir. I'm a provider, educator. I like to teach. I have a passion for that. And, I like to take care of my patients, which is my priority.
Grace, I have observed, many entrepreneurs that they suggest if you are, busy in your entrepreneurial journey, so you cannot focus on training and teaching. But how do you do that actually?
My field is very easy to teach because as a preceptor in the clinical setting, after you see a patient, we can sit after and discuss. And the way I make my office is in a way that I have a teaching section. I have a time that I set aside to go over things with my students. It's not just seeing the patients. So I do go over something we call DSM-5 with them and teach them the different diagnoses. I set aside time for just lectures that we just talk and discuss, and I do provide a period that we just go over things and not doing patient care that time. That way I can actually give each student the one-to-one attention that they need and look at where they have weaknesses and the areas that we need to work on.
Right. It means you collect lots of blessings as well.
Yes, I do.
So, Grace, what's one powerful insight you would share with healthcare professionals thinking about starting their own practice?
Well, I would like for them to prepare themselves and just get things in line before starting. Make sure that they don't just jump into it like I did. Make sure that their BILA is in place. Make sure that their credentialing of the insurances are in place. They choose the right electronic medical records that they want to use. And the staff, if they're going to be working with people, to do good interviews, because not everybody who says that they can do billing can really do it. So to make sure that the people that they are hiring, they are qualified to do the job.
Right. So, Grace, as you know, there are many mental health nurse practitioners. If they want to start their own practice, so can they contact you for taking your guidance and your mentorship?
Oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of my students who have helped. They call me all the time when they want to start their practice, and I just go over things with them. I believe in empowering them, so I'm happy to know that, okay.
I'm talking about our viewers on social media. They must gonna contact you. They would like to contact you for taking some guidance in the mental health nurse practitioners, because you are, I believe you're a thought leader in this industry actually. So if they would like to contact you for taking some guidance, for taking your insights, for taking your mentoring, so can they contact you?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. I have a whole lot of resources, including you guys, because you guys are helping me a lot in your in advertisement. Esda, I love working with you guys. As I told you earlier, you guys are not only professional, but you guys have that personal. You guys still have the human part in business. Most of the time now, when you're working, you call anybody's office, you either get an AI responding to you, or you just get an email, or you just have to talk to a machine, and you never get to talk to any human being. So what I like about Bitza is that they still have the human touch in their business. So at any time, I can call them, I can talk to them. They will reply me immediately, or if not, they'll send me a message that they're going to talk to me soon. It's not like the other companies that I had at first, that when I call, nobody picks up my phone, or it goes to a voicemail and a machine reply me, or you can only talk to an email. I am from the old school, and I like the old ways of doing things. Not talking to a machine, not communicating only through emails. So that personal touch in it is what I really like.
Thank you very much. Now, one more question comes up in my mind. As you know, there is an AI boom, artificial intelligence. So, will this impact mental health, industry as well? Mental health healthcare industry?
Well, it makes our work easier, but my advice is that you should still read and correct everything that AI does. That would be my advice. It makes our work easier.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
we still have to read and correct everything before submitting it.
One more thing, Grace, when we started working with you, and when we, when we see the reviews of your patients, it was marvelous. I mean, the patient really liked you, they really liked you, and your services as well. So what is the reason behind that? Is that because you study a lot, or is that you have got a real pain for your patients, or is that a love? What is that actually?
As I told you at first, my patients are not just number. I don't know, maybe it's a gift that I have. I tend to remember my patients and I tend to remember their stories. So, being in a patient's journey, I feel privileged to be in any one of my patients' journey because everybody is an individual. So I treat them as individuals and not as a number. Because when you stereotype patients, I meet them where they are. I don't meet them like, okay, this is a patient that has this condition or that condition, that condition. No, I meet them where they are because everybody is an individual. So taking that time to listen to that patient and know exactly where they are coming from is very important in my first encounter with every patient. So most of my patients, by the time
I think this is the point. This is the point. I'm sorry for interrupting you. This is the very main and important point to learn for all the new nurse practitioners in healthcare professionals. So this is the main point actually to learn about their life first.
yeah, because there's a lot of pain. People go through pain in this world. We have pain in one nature or the other. So if you treat a patient like it's your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, your auntie, your uncle, you realize that you can't go wrong because they are all human like us. It doesn't matter what kind of illness they have. So the patient knowing that you genuinely care about them matters a lot.
Right. One more thing, Grace, I just want to ask that most of American citizens they're dealing with depression, anxiety, many many mental health issues, but they don't they don't contact with any mental health nurse practitioners or any psychologists, any psychiatrists actually. So, what is the reason behind that? I mean, why do people avoid this?
Mental health in most family is a stigma. The mental health population, they find it difficult to get access to care because they don't want to be identified like, oh, you have depression, oh, you have anxiety. But living that fake life and spending your time in a depressive mood or thinking about unaliving yourself, just going through the motions of the day and not seeking help, the quality of life can be very poor. But if a patient, or if we stop stigmatizing patients that have mental health and welcome it, if somebody is talking to you about depression, we actually need to validate their feelings, validate any kind of mental illness that they have, and address it. Instead of people shying away or hiding or don't want to identify with any type of mental illness, is the taboo that has been placed and the stigma. So that stigma, I'm trying to do an awareness, especially with the younger population, that it is okay to get help. It's okay to have a counselor. We don't know it all. It's okay to get coping skills. So with my patients, I incorporate both therapy and medication management because I believe that combining both is very important. And when I meet a patient for the first time, I try to see if they have that stigma that they are hiding. So I go ahead and explain to them and do some teaching, educate them about how their quality of life will be much better if they take care of themselves, and do a cognitive behavior therapy with them so that I can change their way of thinking instead of going around worried about what everybody has to say about them. They should concentrate and stay focused on the fact that with therapy and medication, they will have better quality of life and better stability in whatever they're doing. So I always try to see where the patient is coming from in every first encounter. That way, that stigma can be addressed.
Right. So actually, you're located in United States. So you must have multiple nations to deal with, multiple nations patients, right? I mean, the patient can be from United States, from Europe, from Middle East, from India, Pakistan. All right. So I mean, how do you deal all of them? I mean, how do you understand their mentality first?
You know, being a foreigner, I am placed in a very strategic position because I can relate to people in all walks of life. And humans, pain is universal. There are certain things that we all share in common. Depression is depression, it doesn't matter where you are. But some population of people have different things that I believe I'm placed in a privileged position to address. Like the migrant family, I can relate a lot on what happens to the migrant family. And,
Okay.
as I told you earlier, all my patients, listening to them is very important. Because some of the patients, when they come to me, they tell me that they've been to providers who don't listen. So when you listen to a patient, then you can meet them where they are. Instead of trying to dismiss some of the things that they're saying, listening to me is very important to my patients. Then you can know where they're coming from.
So, how would the victim come to know that I should go to the psychiatrist or psychologist?
Oh, that's a whole topic of its own that I do presentations about.
Of course, I mean, and viewers, for you, I mean, we're gonna have the next podcast on this topic as well.
Yes.
Okay, on the soon actually. Okay. The
Yeah,
date
that's
cannot
a
be revealed at
different
the moment.
presentation of its own. Like sometimes,
Great.
Yeah, that's a different presentation for another time.
But that's really interesting topic, right?
Yes.
So now, Grace, as you are really charming, educated, qualified, and a lawyer who have got lots of knowledge regarding the personal and professional life, I would like to know what is one book, practice, or daily habit that changed your life?
Daily habits. See, I'm very diversified in the things that I do. So it's kind of hard for me to choose one thing that changed my life. I'm very diversified. Yeah.
Okay, and how about the book? How about the book?
The book?
Any book which, yeah?
Oh no, for
Which
me,
has
knowledge is from
changed your life?
everywhere. If you ask me
Alright.
where I learned the most, you'll be surprised that what I know, I didn't learn it from any book. What I know, I learned it mostly from my patients. My patients are my greatest source of knowledge. You'll be surprised
Right.
about how much you learn from patients when you listen to them. I learn a lot from my patients, more than I learn from books. That's it, just talking.
Right.
But I do learn from my patients, okay? Yeah, I learn from different things. I will not say a specific book. I like knowledge, I like to read. So I read a lot of books, I attend seminars,
You love to read the face of your patient.
Yes. So, yep. So when I read those books and all of that, but as I said, the best for me is my students. I mean, my patients. When I'm with my patients, taking that time to read all the facial expressions, to see what is going on with them, to feel their pain, to know where they're coming from. That's the one that I pay particular attention to. So that makes that so that at the end of the discussion with the patient, I'm able to come up with a good diagnosis for the patient. So I would say my greatest source of education is my patient.
Right. Once I read somewhere, from somewhere that listening is a fine art.
It is.
So after listening to you, this is the endorsement on that quotation actually.
Yes, yeah, and you don't not to talk too much, because when you talk too much, you don't have time to listen. So it's to really listen and listen, not just to hear what the patient says. It's to hear it, digest it, and if you are regurgitating it, you repeat what the patient said to you, not in your own way. Validate what the patient is talking to you and validate their feelings.
So, Grace, I would like to know one more thing, that where can people connect with you or learn more about Jehovah's Behavioral Care?
Okay, Jehovah's Behavioral Care is located in Lawrenceville, Lilburn Road. So they can connect with me through our phone number, which is 678-314-5299, or in our office they can Google Jehovah's Behavioral Care in Lilburn, Georgia. With the address is 4652 Lawrenceville Highway, and we are in Suite 101. So, or they can go to my website, which is also very pronounced anywhere. If you Google my office, my website will also show up in my office. So you can connect with me in different platforms. I work, even my name, if you put my name, Grace Formanon, I will populate in different areas in Georgia as a whole, because I work in different places, not only in Jehovah's Behavioral Care, I work in other areas too. So my name will populate, and in any of those areas, patients or students can sign up on any platform.
Sounds great. So do you provide the telehealth services as well, so that from different states people can contact you?
For right now, it's only Georgia. My services are only in Georgia. So I'm licensed, I'm a board certified mental health nurse practitioner in Georgia. So for right now, it's just Georgia.
But Grace, people need you. People really need you. I mean, you should have more license as well, because after watching this podcast completely, they'll come to know. I mean, most of the people come to know that they need you actually, and they should come to you for if they're dealing with any kind of mental health issues.
Yes, I
Right.
totally
So,
agree with you. I'm gonna work on that. That will be my next thing to work on.
Great. Okay. So, finally, what is your heartfelt message to those silently struggling with their mental health?
I say, come to me, anybody who does not have a smile on their face, and I will put a smile on yours. So I like to see the difference that I make in patients' life in their journey with me, because my greatest joy is when I'm discharging patients. You'll be surprised to know that. When I'm discharging a patient, after being with a patient for a while, yes, it's difficult to let go, but that's one of my greatest joy. When I see my patients, I like rapid results. In 1 to 2 months, I like to see my patients getting better and getting back to themselves. So rapid result is what I go for. So when a patient comes to me in their journey, at the beginning, it can be rough, but by combining therapy and medication, in about 2 to 4 weeks, they start feeling better about themselves. And my goal is to take care of the patient to the point that they don't need me anymore. So you'll be surprised that being a nurse practitioner, I am instead happy when my patients don't need me anymore, because that's where my greatest satisfaction is.
That's the real honesty. That's the real honesty, actually. That's the
Yes.
real honesty.
And I make my
So,
patients know that it's not only about money. That's not the only thing that I'm
not
in
only
here for. Yes.
Of course. And so it was really an amazing podcast, and I believe that the viewers would really love it. And if we get at least 50 likes on this video, so we're gonna have another podcast, and the another podcast would be about the difference between psychologists and psychiatrists. Well, what do you say, Grace? Is that good?
I'm ready for it.
Great. Okay, now at last I have one personal question to you, if you allow me.
Sure.
You said that you're having as we know that you're having more than 2 decades of experience, and you have been with your husband for 3 decades. So, but you're looking quite young. What is the reason behind that? I want to know and apply on myself, actually.
What do you mean that looking young? I'm not young.
Yeah, I mean the people
I'm
can
not
see it,
young.
they can easily understand.
No. Hard work without play makes Jack a dull boy. So I believe in having fun. Okay. I like to laugh.
Right.
And I don't like stress. One of my policies in life is that no stress, and I like a stress-free life. So most of the time, the things that bring stress in my life, I try to distress myself or distance myself from sources of stress. Because
Right.
yeah, I don't like being upset. I don't like to be angry. I don't like to go around pulling a long face. So stress-free life is what I strive for. Even though there might be problems or things don't go my way at times, but I do not like to be stressed about anything. So most of the time I like to maintain a quiet life and distress myself, not to be stressed.
Right. Amazing. Now, at last of this podcast, viewers, I would like to tell you one thing. We do have many, you can say multiple healthcare professionals in our client list. But if I talk about Grace, let me be very much honest with you guys.
I believe you.
Literally an energy, and the smile, the laugh, the fun, and along with that, 14 and 15 hours working a day. I'm really surprised at how could a human being can manage all these things. And the things what I haven't disclosed in this podcast, but I'm going to disclose it, that the Grace have 3 children, and they are the eldest one is more than
28.
25.
28.
28. Okay, and they're highly qualified. They're educated. So she is the lady.
Actually, my
She is the lady
daughter is
who
also a nurse practitioner. She's also practicing as a nurse practitioner.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
My gosh, great, amazing. To be very honest, amazing. And I know Harshan as well. He's a really amazing guy. I'm not gonna disclose the name. I don't know if the Grace would like it or not, but he's really an amazing guy. He's qualified, and viewers, one more thing I would like to tell you, that it has been more than 5 years, and I do the business coaching as well. And I used to be a career counselor as well. But after signing up a contract and agreement with Grace, to be very honest, I've been learning many things from her. Not professionally, not personally, but socially as well. And I'm learning that how she deals with her husband, how she's doing in her work and in professional life, and of course the social life as well.
Yes, yes,
I've
thank
seen
you.
many of my entrepreneur
Thank you,
friends
thank you,
who says
Mohammed.
that,
Thank
sir,
you.
after starting my entrepreneurial journey, we have left the frame. And I did the same. But
Thank you.
whenever I look at her, I see that, how is that possible? Now, I have no doubt to say that we can really balance the life. And actually, we're not focused to balancing on the life, but enjoying the life
Oh,
at
yes.
the moment of the life.
I like to enjoy life.
Because,
okay, I like to enjoy
exactly,
life.
because-
Yes, I do. And as I say, one of the things I do is dance. And luckily, fortunately for me, my husband likes to dance. So we dance for no reason.
Right, great. So whenever I talk to her, either on Monday or Wednesday or Friday or Saturday, I find her same, in the same mood, in an energetic mood, in an amazing mood. So,
Thank you. You always say that. You always say that.
Yeah, because it is true. And Grace, once I read one article in which the article said that the most of the heart attacks happens on Monday when the people, they think they need to go back to the work after the weekend. But on Monday, even on Monday, I see her very energetic.
Oh yes,
And
oh, yes.
I have also spoken to her husband, and he's a really calm guy. Very peaceful guy.
Yes,
and,
he is.
Of course, the energetic, because he also connected with the Grace. So, guys, with this, I hope that you really like this podcast. And as I told you before, that if I get the 50 likes on this podcast, so of course we would have another podcast with Grace. So, till then, Grace, would you like to say a last of this something?
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and to watch this podcast. I really appreciate it, and I feel I'm humble. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Grace. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
With this,
Mohammed.
I would like to take a leave from all of my viewers and Jehwa's viewers as well. I hope you guys like the podcast, and see you again in the next podcast, in a great podcast and energetic podcast with Grace. Have a great day. Bye-bye.